Okay, let's go.
What up, Bronco Country? I'm your host for today, Michael. We are breaking down the 53-man roster. I got Kinley here. We are going to go through every position. Kinley, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. 53-man roster is set. Surprise cut. Ugh, man. But hey, let's get into it.
All right, man. Here we go. Let's start off with the first position, probably most position, the QB room. How'd you feel the coaches did with that this offseason? What grade you give it? Do you think there's anybody we should have kept or let go?
Oh man, I'm so glad we did not go 3 QBs. No shot at Sam Ellinger here. Texas guy, love you, man. But I felt like we needed that roster spot elsewhere. And I give the room an A. You know, Bo's gonna be solid. You have a good backup quarterback in Stidham who looked, as some would call, should be starting maybe. We're not even gonna get into it. But yeah, he looked great in the preseason. Bo looked great last preseason game. So yeah, I give that room an A. Glad we went 2 there. Glad we definitely went 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. Now, I think a room we are all, in July, we were all talking about it. We were wondering who was going to be on the team, the running back room. How do you feel that the Broncos coaching staff did there?
Nobody, the JK and RJ, that was set in stone. We knew they were going to be a 1-2 punch. After that, we had no clue. But they kind of, he had strong preseason, and I think he solidified himself as RB3. And estimate is just he showed just a little too late. A little too late, in my opinion. He had a tough hill to climb in the get-go. Peyton put him in a doghouse last year, and he just had too tough of a hill to climb. And with Jaleel, I still feel like Blake Watson was the better running back, but he's not a Bronco. I go for whoever is in a Bronco uniform. So Jaleel McLaughlin is your 4th running back to me, in my opinion, and I think that's a good depth. I'll give the depth a C, but JK and RJ, I'm gonna give an A.
Yeah, I'd agree with you too there. And a quick estimate, I think we did mention this. We've seen some writing on the wall when they didn't put him on in the playoffs. So
Right.
that's when we knew, like, okay, he's going to need some time to grow. So, yeah, I like that grade for that room. Another room that we were maybe concerned about, not so much, but maybe still are, is the tight end room. How'd you feel the Broncos did there?
Well, Nate Atkins is hurt. Hopefully we see him back week 3. Didn't go on IR. Evan Ingram looks like he's going to be, man, just a killer in this offense. Secret weapon. I feel like he'll get the 2nd most targets and on the team. And also, I know our guy at Dak Fanatic thinks that as well. Lucas Kroll and Adam Trotman, you know what you're getting in Trotman. That blocking tight end. Occasionally catch a couple of passes, and Lucas Kroll, I'm hoping Lucas Kroll takes that next step. I'm hoping. And it doesn't even have to be a major leap, but just I'm hoping he takes that next step. We let go of Caleb Lohner today and Prescorn. And I was a huge fan of Prescorn. Everybody's going to talk about, boy, he fumbled in the end zone. Go watch the tape. Because I can tell you now, he put out some good tape out there. Hopefully we get him back on the practice squad. I would give this room, man, we have Evan Ingram. That's a positive. But I'm going to give it a C+.
Okay, they got some improvement to do. Hopefully, we'll see it on the film. We're going to go to one of my favorite positions, the receivers. I'm super psyched to see these guys. How'd you feel that the Broncos did when it came to the
amazing. I mean, shout out to Vele. Thank you for everything that you did. We could not pass that offer up. And also the emergence of Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant. Pat Bryant looks like he's going to be a steal in the draft. I give this wide receiver room a B+ right now. Just hopefully Franklin can continue to keep growing and keep improving. Sherfield looks like he can be a great asset off the bench and come in and get some work and passes and all that other kind of stuff. He's a good blocker too. And you already know what you have in Cortland Sutton. I didn't mention Marvin Mims. Marvin Mims, I would like to see him improve on his blocking more, especially if you're going to be out there. Hey, no block, no rock, as what Pat Bryant says, you know what I'm saying? So, but I still like this wide receiver room. I feel like they're going to take a huge leap. And yeah, I give this room a B plus.
Nice. I really like it. I'm with you. I want to see the blocking during the season, so we'll see where we go there. Another position that I love or loathe sometimes, depending on how they're driving me crazy, is the offensive line. How do you think the Broncos coaching staff did on there?
I was kind of shocked that Throckmorton got released today. I was very shocked, but apparently Frank Crum was a hot commodity, and so they didn't want to let him go. I will give this offensive line, even though the play hasn't been that great lately, I'm still going to give them an A. Hopefully they're still trying to gel. They're doing a new scheme and all that other kind of stuff. So I'll give them an A right now, but I want them. They need to clean up. They need to clean up like ASAP. Communication needs to be better. Blocking needs to be better. You're in the right place. They're just whiffing on blocks. Powers and Wattenberg, please, please, please. Sometimes don't let our quarterback get killed, dude. Please, because you guys, man, power. Like I said, Powers, you need to change your last name because ain't nothing powerful about you. You be getting worked in that pocket. But I still have faith in you because, like I said, you're a Bronco, and I'm gonna cheer for you with all my heart. So I'm gonna still give the room an A. I like Parrott. He has that flexibility. You can go guard, you can go tackle. Same thing with Palcho, guard, tackle. Forsyth, I'm kind of hoping that he eventually takes over the starting center role. I feel like he just has a couple of things that he needs to work on. Power, some of his techniques a little wonky, but I feel like he can get there. And you got Bowles and McGlinchey and Big Quinn. I'm satisfied with the line. I'll give them an A. I'm kind of surprised that we cut Throckmorton, but I know they wanted to keep Crum. I'm still waiting to see what they see in him. But hey, like I said, he's a Bronco. We're not gonna get into it, okay?
Yeah. You know what? I'm probably the O line's biggest criticism, and I'd probably give it a B plus too. It's there. They just got to make the plays.
Yes.
Ball in front of your guy for all I care. Just make some contact because these running backs, they're going to have some big plays. Let's move on to the defense now. And we'll start with the defensive line. It was surprising for me that they kept as much as they did. Go ahead and break that down for us, Kinlay.
Yeah, I mean, 7 defensive. Nobody saw them keeping 7 defensive linemen. Like it was tough for me to even think they would keep 6. I thought 5 would be the max. But I really liked what I saw in Owazurike. I like that his frame is bigger. He cut the dreads off. I know they don't mean nothing, but he just looks. He looks bigger. He looks stronger. He really showed something in the preseason. Same with Jordan Jackson. They both did solid. Savion Jones looked like he could be a good draft pick for us. And man, that D line is going to be a problem. Man, that D line, I'm gonna give them an A plus. Can I give them an A plus plus?
Yeah, you can. Yes, you can.
I'll give them an A plus plus because when you have Zach Allen, Franklin Myers, DJ Jones, and then you can say, okay, we can put in a Savion Jones, a Malcolm Roach, like that's depth right there. And Owazurike, he's shown really good flashes. So I'm giving them an A plus plus. That's my grade for them. I love it. And I think, George and Sean have done just a great job with the depth of this team.
And I'll tell you this, as a former offensive lineman myself, there's nothing I hated more than fresh defensive linemen in the fourth quarter, right? Yeah. And so you're going to face a fresh Zach Allen, Franklin, and Jones in the fourth quarter, and they're going to be fresh. And good luck to those guys.
Good luck with
that. Right?
Good luck with that.
Another position, though, that I was, let's see what they do with it, is the inside linebacker position. Go ahead and break that down for us, Kinlay.
Shocker of the day, the release of Lavelle Bailey, and no one saw that coming. This was a guy we talked about, and reporters were talking about, who was taking first team reps. You know, he was wearing the green dot out there, and he looked like he had so much potential. And it was shocking that he got released. You know, and especially I felt like people would have been more comfortable if Alex Singleton went down. Pray he doesn't. That Lavelle Bailey could be in there, or if Greenlaw went down. Pray he doesn't. Lavelle Bailey could step up and be in there. You know, I'm not trying the dog Stranard at all. You know what he is already. Do we really feel comfortable if Stranard goes in there?
Better be for blitz.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's blitzing. He's blitzing. We know it. He's going after, you know, because he ain't dropping back. We're sending him. But I also want to point out Kinlayy Reed, and we've talked about him, and we've talked about him for a while now. And I had said on last episode that he could be a gem. And I am not surprised he made this roster. And I believe it's been 22 years. And in 21 of those 22 years, we've had an undrafted guy make it. And Kinlayy Reed is that guy. He keeps the tradition going. And I'm glad we kept him. I'm also hoping that Jordan Turner, I'm hoping that we sign him to the practice squad, because I would love to have him. I would love to have him there as, like, you know, another depth piece, you know, someone we can elevate some days, some games. This linebacker room, the grade is hard right now, because if healthy, I'm giving them an A. I'm giving them an A.
Okay.
Right now, I'm giving them a B minus. I'm giving them a B minus because I hope Stranard, I'm gonna tell you this. He's in a Bronco uniform. I hope Stranard shuts me up and makes me put my foot in my mouth. And I hope he says, Kinlayy, I got something for you and your little podcast. I'm about to go out there and ball out, and you can kiss it. And I'm gonna be like, damn. Well, I'll eat my words and I apologize. I want you to prove me wrong.
Yeah.
So,
I want to go back and look at the tape and see, man, where was I wrong?
right.
No.
Right. But yeah, B minus. B minus.
Yeah, I'm big on Kinlayy Reed. I wouldn't be surprised if he really makes a jump after 4 games. I think just getting him in there, he comes from a football family. It's just in his blood. So I'm very excited. I know a lot of us were excited when we signed him from Utah. So I agree with you. I'm just hoping, one of those other guys can step up.
Yeah.
So another position where I think we knew the guys, we just didn't know the order. Cornerbacks. Where the Broncos finish at there for you?
A plus. Can I give this room an A plus?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'll give this room an A plus. We knew they were going to go with 5 corners, and you kind of knew who the guys were. You know, the fact that you can trot out there Riley Moss, PS2, and Jahdae Barron, and then have depth pieces of Jaquan and Chris Abrams-Draine, like, that's to me, that could be the best cornerback room in the league. And I'm not trying to be a homer or be biased, but the fact that you have a lockdown corner, defensive player of the year, top 5 player, in my opinion, in Patrick Surtain, and a Riley Moss, a Jahdae, you know, and have a backup like Chris Abrams-Draine, who had a phenomenal preseason. Just a phenomenal preseason.
Could be
like,
number
I don't know
one.
how they're going to keep him off the field, because all he does is lock people down and break up passes. I don't know how you're going to keep him off the field. I really don't. But this room gets an A plus. Love the depth. Love. I think Jahdae and Jaquan are going to split first team reps at the start. And I mean, whoever continues to shine will probably get more of the first team reps. But for right now, it looks like they'll be splitting that, which I don't mind that at all. I'm sure there'll be times where, who knows, we might see all 5 of them on the field. Who knows?
Yeah, I love that. I love that that cornerback room. I'm with you. The only guy I probably don't ever want to see off the field is PS2.
Right.
But I think a lot of these guys, they might play, and then whoever's playing the best that day is probably going to play most of that fourth quarter. I just listen. Ken, my boy Chris, he might be a number one on most other teams.
I agree.
He's just that good. As a receiver, Jesus, it would drive me crazy to play this team because even if I was the third receiver, I was like, well, I'm going against the third best DB. But if I see, Barron lining up over me, I'm like, damn, this might hurt if I catch the ball. So
right, let's go spread. Who's the fourth? Here comes Chris Abrams, Drain, or Jaquan. God, dog.
Like what? Like, oh man. Yeah, let's go with 4 tight ends instead.
Right.
Outside linebacker room, another room I'm psyched about. Give me your grade.
Yeah, man. I'm giving it an A plus. Also, I love the depth that we have. Q Robinson looks like he's going to be a steal. He's shown so much potential and flashed in the preseason. And then you got DeAndre Tillman. You got the beast in Jonah Ellis, who looks like he has taken that next step and is ready for a bigger role, which I find it hard to keep him off the field. He looks like he's ready for a monster year. And then you also got Jonathan Cooper and Nick Bonito. Please pay Nick Bonito. Yeah, I give this room an A plus. Got to. I love the depth. I love our starters. I want to pay Bonito because I know Jonah Ellis. I know he doesn't want to be a rotational guy for long. So we better watch that. But all in all, we're talking about the now, not the future. A plus.
Yep, I like that. Another position, I was interested in see who they kept, and they probably kept a little bit more than I expected. Was the safety position. How do you feel about that?
I'm just so glad J.L. Skinner's still on the team because I know some people were kind of worried that he might not make the 53, and I'm so glad he did because I feel like he showed like he made that next step. I liked what I saw from him on defense, and I felt like you just couldn't let he's great on special teams, but I will say remove him from gunner, please. I've already said this after the San Fran game. He is not a gunner. It looks horrible. Please take him off a gunner because it ain't pretty. But I'm glad he's still on the team because you know what he brings you in the special teams. And maybe he sees the field a little bit. We'll see. But I'm also shocked as you were that they kept 5 safeties. I thought we would go 4. You kept Devin Key over Lavelle Bailey. I know some people in Broncos country are not happy about that. But hey, like I said, Devin Key's on the team. He's a Bronco. I'm rooting for him.
Let's go.
So, you got Hufanga and Brandon Jones, this safety room. Oh, you also have PJ Locke. I'm ecstatic about having PJ Locke as a backup. I like that. Safety goes down. Oh, PJ Locke's just going to come in. I'm okay with that. I don't feel like the defense is going to miss a beat. So I give this room a B plus.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Again, we're deep, so I like to see that. And finally, we got special teams. Good old special team squad who do got to play better. But go ahead and give us your thoughts.
Well, Lutz is going to be Lutz. Hopefully, he makes more than he misses this year. Which he did that last year. But he's going to be solid. No worries about him. Febroni, we got him. And also Kershaw. I know some people are a little worried. I saw some punters get waived today, and some of Bronco country was like, do we bring a punter in? Do we try to have him mold Kershaw? I think he'll be fine. Even Sean Payton mentioned today he feels like he's going to be fine. He just needs to be a little more consistent. And, hey, rookie punter, you got to get the NFL legs under him. That's all. So, if that continues, if he continues to punt, the first couple of games, then maybe I'll start raising my eyebrows. But right now, I'm not too concerned. He's our punter going forward, and I give this special teams room. I'm going to go a B minus just because of Kershaw's inconsistency with punting, but it could be an A.
Overall, how do you feel the team, GM, coaches did with the roster?
I give this roster an A plus. It's deep. Like this, I have not seen our team this deep I can't even tell you it was the last time I seen it this deep. And so overall, I give this roster an A. You know, George Payton and Sean Payton have really turned this team around. I'm looking forward to the season. I'm ready to see what this defense can do. And I'm hoping the offense fixes their hiccups and, you know, can be what we have hyped them up this whole offseason to be. So, yeah, I definitely give this roster an A.
Yeah, I'm with you too. I think we have an A roster if everything goes right. Patton has definitely given the Broncos a chance to make a run in the playoffs. So I think as a Bronco fan, being all my years, every year I've asked is like, just give me a chance. I
Yeah.
understand things don't always work out, but give me a chance. And with this roster, we definitely have a chance. I mean, there's some positions where guys can go down, and I don't think we skip a beat. So
Right.
I mean, unheard of. So
Yeah.
I definitely like it. I definitely like where we're headed. And if you ain't on the Broncos practice squad or you are not on the roster, buck them. You know what I
Well,
mean? Like, so when they like that, make sure you guys follow our YouTube, follow our TikTok, follow our Twitter. We should be having some spaces pretty soon. Wait for the breakdown. Kinlayy, great breakdown today. Go ahead and send us home.
all right. Don't forget to subscribe to the page. We are at 218 subs. We are trying to get to 500 by the end of the season. So we're going to keep pushing out this great content. Like Michael said, we're going to have spaces coming out, especially after the games. We're going to be dropping more episodes. We look forward to seeing all of y'all and talking ball with y'all about our beloved Broncos. And remember, if it ain't about the Broncos, buck them.
Welcome.
Peace.